Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host Crimson Sin, and we have another cartoon review. And no, it's not She-Ra this time. We have the new Disney cartoon Amphibia. It premiered a couple days ago online. You can check out the first two episodes on the Disney YouTube channel or the Disney Now service, their mobile device service. And not bad. I like this. It didn't offend me like other cartoons do. It doesn't have any stupid like SJW politics crammed in there. It just seems to be like a fun adventure show that has pretty decent jokes, and I like the characters. They're fun to see them do things and interact. The voice acting's nice. The animation is good. Like, it's consistent. It doesn't dip or do weird things like in other shows. The art style, not bad. It's just everything's starting to look the same. Star for the Forces of Evil, Gravity Falls. This show, there's another one coming out. Everything's starting to have that look to it where everyone's kind of round. It fits the show's overall aesthetic. It's just where I wish there was something more to it. It doesn't look exactly like everything else. But we have the opener, and it's Gravity Falls. This opener and Gravity Falls opener, they're almost carbon copies of each other. You get basically the whole story just from the opener. This girl gets sucked into a magic box of some kind. She ends up in some strange world. It's a frog planet, or at least a frog island. I thought this was Pac-Man, but it's totally a lily pad, and I don't know why I didn't make that connection. And then we get this kind of ominous picture of like her and her friends in like a dark castle. So there's something deeper here than just silly adventures and stuff. I also like, even though these aren't technically title cards, which I really, really miss from older cartoons used to do them, but we get this kind of cool little faux wood carving. I thought it looked pretty nice. I thought it was, it's a nice little touch because the light flickers and everything. But we open up in this world. It's all toads, or at least in the area that they're at, it's all kind of like frog people. And the guy kind of comes out of a bar, and he's obviously, I guess, drunk. There's those kind of like adult jokes and those little adult nods that don't really get touched upon, but this is obviously like a bar. Comes out, guy's walking around, and he sees something scary in the forest, and he yells out, and you're thinking, oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't die. And then we get to the morning, and we see like the town, and everyone, there's like a little shopping center and everything, very medieval times kind of look, everyone, there's carts, there's no like electricity or anything. We meet I'm guessing this is going to be our main family. It looks like a grandpa, a sister, and a brother. The brother likes adventure. He's loud. He's bombastic. He makes a lot of mistakes, but he has a good heart. The sister's kind of like the one who's really in charge, and that's trope-ish. But then you have like the doddling grandpa. Not bad. They're a pretty decent group of guys, and they seem like a real family. The grandpa's gonna go in and do some shopping. He's like, "Hey, you guys stay out here. Don't get any trouble." And then the brother, who's Sprig. And he's like, oh, I'll protect the cart with my life. She's being very loud and kind of like that. He wants adventure. He wants to prove himself, but he's still a kid, and he kind of messes everything up. And the grandpa is like, hop pop. And he's like, no, I'm talking to your sister, Polly. She's going to be the one in charge. And she's like a tadpole, but she's like, all rough and tumble and everything. I don't really like that stereotype, that we get a trope of that where like, oh, it's the little girl. She looks cute and everything, but she's the one who's really tough. But the brother's like, oh, come on, I'm responsible. Then he's like, really? Then it does a bunch of little gags of him screwing up, like he's riding on this big cow worm. He let the lights on, so these bugs attack the house. And so he's explaining all the times that he screwed up. But so he's like, just sit there and just be good. That guy who got caught in the forest last night comes running back into the town. He's like, oh, I was attacked by a monster. And he explains what it looks like. And then obviously it's going to be the girl from the opener. And we get the mayor character, and he's the basic corrupt politician. He'll say anything, do anything to stay elected. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's very simple. He's always like talking in campaign slogans, which is kind of funny. Then they're like, oh, the responsible thing to do is to drive this monster out and capture it or whatever. And he's like, oh, Sprig's like, oh, it's responsible. If I do this, it's going to prove that I'm responsible, and everyone's going to think I'm great. Of course, his sister's like, no, you're not going anywhere, but he like gives her candy, and that's like enough for her to let him go. So he's going to go after this, quote unquote, this beast, this monster that's out in the woods. And it's Anne, and she fashioned herself a little, stick, something to defend herself with, which is kind of cool that she did something that was going to protect herself, because in this strange world she may, get killed. Then the Sprig sees her and he just thinks it's a monster because they've never seen a human or anything that's even humanoid. So he thinks this is the monster and everything. She's like, no, I'm not trying to hurt you or anything. I'm not going to eat you. He's like, oh, that's what, I forgot what the other guy's name was, the guy who got scared. She's like, no, I tried to talk to him and he just ran away screaming. And he's like, oh yeah, that does sound like him. But I guess there is a real beast out here and it's like this giant mantis. Pretty scary looking monster. I like the way the design of this monster looks. It's like a big mantis. It has detail on it. I wish other shows, every time I say other shows, I really mean She-Ra. I wish it had this kind of detail on its monsters instead of like those generic giant worms they had in that one episode that were really crappy looking. But they're running away from it. They're hiding inside of a log. And we have some pretty cool detail here, like the lights coming through the holes in the log and everything. I like the production values are pretty high. Even though the character designs and everything are simple, we have fluid animation. We have really cool set pieces. I like this. They start talking and everything, and then he realizes, hey, you came back for me, and you saved me, so you're a hero. I like that. She did an heroic thing. She could have left and saved herself, but she knew that this kid was innocent, that he wasn't doing anything wrong. So she went back and saved him. Heroic thing, pretty cool. We get more gags. Like, of course, he's all slimy because he's a frog, and he's super gross. And she's like, oh, how can I even trust you? And he makes a little cutesy face. Okay, haha, funny. The town's getting ready to, like, attack. Like, oh, they got the torches and everything. So the classic, run the monster out of town stuff. Frankenstein, Beauty and the Beast, they've all done it. They realize, the grandpa realizes that Sprig is gone. Like, oh, I'm going to go save I'm assuming it's his grandson because he looks like a grandpa. But it could be his dad. Then they're going to go try to save him. And Anne's hungry because she hasn't eaten, like, in days. And he brings her like a bunch of like vegetable type stuff and she eats and she's getting food. So that's good. I was kind of worried that she wasn't going to be able to eat anything because all of it looks really freaking gross and eating random mushrooms probably isn't the best idea. Then he's like, hey, okay, now that we're here and we're talking, he's like, who the heck are you? Where are you from? Why do you look this way? She explains herself and she's like, yeah, I was in my world. All of a sudden I'm here now. I got wished away. I thought it was a dream. I have no idea where I'm at. The other frogs catch up. They tie her down, Gulliver Travels style. And she thought, oh, Sprig, you set me up. And of course he didn't or whatever. I mean, you could tell he's not that kind of guy. He's not, first of all, he's not smart enough to come up with a plan like that. And he's a decent kid. So, Then she's like, oh man, you tricked me. And he's like, no, this wasn't my plan. And then a mantis attacks, but it's a different one. It's like a green one. And we get this kind of a funny scene because when they do it, I'm like, this is not going to make any damn sense. They're like, oh, mantis formation. Like they all like jump, all the other frogs jump on top of each other to make themselves look bigger to scare away the mantis. And it like actually works. I'm like, why in the world would that actually work? But the joke is that other big red mantis was there. So that's what scared the other one away, not necessarily them. And then like they get attacked and they're all getting beat up and they're all just running away. And another heroic thing, Sprig saves, gets her out of the ropes, and he's like, I'll distract it, you just run away and get out of here. Because he realizes, okay, she's not a monster, she doesn't have any abilities or anything, she's just like a kid like me. So Sprig does a heroic thing, pretty awesome. Starts fighting the thing, but of course Anne's not going to run away, she's going to save him. She runs back, and I'm calling BS on this. This mantis takes a swing, and then she like grabs it with her hands, like blocks it. This thing looks like it's pretty freaking strong and she's just a regular girl. I don't think she'd be able to like manhandle it the way she was doing it. But they work together as a team and they tie it up and of course they beat it. And of course the other frogs are all happy. Yay, you stopped the monster. And then we get another kind of funny joke where the mayor's like, oh, you helped us and everything, that's great, but just to be sure, we're gonna run you out of town, just in case. And it's like, what the hell, guys? They just saved your lives and it's like, no, we're still gonna throw you out. That's pretty funny. Sprig vouches for her, and then the grandpa's like, hey, she'll stay with us. I'll keep an eye on her, and, she doesn't look dangerous. She'll be fine. Another funny little kind of joke is in the background, they're dragging away this mantis. They're like, oh, this thing's pretty good when you cook it with butter. So they're going to eat this thing. They don't show it, but yeah, they're totally going to take this thing back to town, kill it, and eat it. I like that because that makes sense. They wouldn't just like, because it's tied up, what are they gonna do with it? They're actually gonna freaking eat it, which is pretty cool. Anne's like, hey, you know what? Thanks for the hospitality and all that, but do you guys have a map so I can find my way home? Then they show off the map and I guess this valley is surrounded by mountains, and I guess this time of year you can't cross the mountains because it's dangerous. I don't know if it's winter time or there's monsters, but she's stuck here for 3 months. So that's our whole setup. So we got this girl who has no idea where she's at, and she's stuck in a place for 3 months. It's all mystical and filled with monsters. We haven't seen any magic or anything besides the music box, but I'm assuming there's going to be some more things like that. This map is pretty detailed. I'm pretty sure there's going to be lots of little Easter eggs here and there. They take her back to their house, and she gets a bedroll, and she likes sleeping in the basement. And the grandpa's like, yeah, okay, you sleep here. Breakfast is in the morning. I'm like, okay, pretty nice guy. I thought this was super sweet. It's really cute. Sprig is like, hey, I brought you some like stuffed animals, so you're not lonely down here. Like, it's so cute that he's like trying to be like hospitable and nice. And then even she gives him that kind of like, oh, you little kid, you're nice. And he's like, here, you can have these ones. Well, not this one. Okay, maybe not that one. He ends up like taking most of them back. And I thought that was really funny. We see that music box, and she tries to start it up again, and nothing. So she's like, oh, I guess I'm stuck here. First episode, we learned the characters, we learned the family, the girl. Anne has some moxie. She's energetic. She has a pretty good personality. She did some heroic things. I already like this character, and I like the Sprig guy. They seem to be a pretty good team. First episode, right out of the gate, it didn't blow me away, but it didn't offend me. And that's a rarity, apparently. It's been a long time since I've watched a cartoon and didn't find a lot of problems. So, first episode, if I had to give it a number, an 8 out of 10. Pretty cool. Both the first 2 episodes are bundled together, so you're getting a 2 for 1. Next one's Best Fronds. I don't know what the deal with that is, but we're back in Earth, and they're at a thrift store, and Anne's in there, and she sees a music box, and like, oh, that's the one that they use to get to the other world. And I'm thinking, oh, is she going to buy it? Because she's looking around, I'm like, oh, she's going to freaking totally steal it. And that is totally a Sega Dreamcast in that case. That's awesome. And she shoplifts it. You see her friends out there. I'm assuming it's the blonde one is the high school mean girl. Well, if you want to hang out with us, you're going to have to shoplift this box, or you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, if you want to be part of the group. And of course, Anne shows that little bit of where she succumbed to the peer pressure. So she stole this box. Then it just cuts to them in the park opening it up, which is the scene from the opener. And that's, I guess, how she got to this world. This blonde girl, I'm guessing now, is going to be the bad guy. And she's going to be instrumental to probably joining the bad guys team or doing something like that. As for the other girl, we don't even hear her speak or anything. I'm guessing she's just like Anne, is just a follower. And she just does what the other girl, the blonde girl, tells her to do. And now that Anne's the newest girl of the group, she got basically upgraded. So now she's like middle of the pack, and then Anne's going to be the beta. So, okay, pretty decent setup. Anne wakes up, I guess she was having a flashback nightmare. And she's like, oh, I had this crazy dream. I was like in this world of frogs, and then they're all standing there. So, okay, it wasn't a dream. She's really there. And I can do without the Polly character, as in the first 2 episodes. She has like a rolling pin. Oh, if you're going to try to eat us, just give me a reason to use old Betsy here. And it's like, okay, whatever. It's not a funny gag. And we get back to Anne. She's like, oh man, being here, I kind of miss my friends. And she has still a photo of that one from the opener. And she's like, oh, these are my friends. And I kind of like how Sprig's like, hey, for the time being, I can be your best friend. And he's trying to be nice. It's super cute. And she's like, oh, what do you do? He's like trying to show off moves and everything. And then she's like, okay, sure, we'll be friends. And what do friends do? And she's like, we go to the mall, we hang out, we go to the beach. And he's like, oh, we have a lake. It's kind of like a beach. We can do that. So this is going to be them going out on the lake. She gets all ready. They're ready to go to the lake and everything. She still has like twigs and stuff in her hair. Get that crap out of your hair. It's ridiculous. But the grandpa's like, hey, everyone in this town is kind of suspicious. I don't know what you to say that they're racist, but you're a totally different kind of thing. They think you're a monster. And he's like, you guys aren't going out. I'm locking the door. You're not going anywhere until everyone gets more used to you. Then we get kind of a little setup that I thought it was just a gag, but it actually plays out in the ending of the episode. He's like, oh, if you can't go to the lake, we're gonna eat some of these grandpa's like impossibly hot peppers. They're so hot they make you wish you were dead. So he like just barely touches one to his tongue, and then he like flames and everything. It's like eating my auntie's pozole. It's so spicy. Then he's like, oh God, please just kill me just to end it. Then he's like gonna go eat some more. It's like, what are you, an idiot? But Anne kind of does some bad advice here. She's like, oh, friends help friends get what they want. We want to go to the beach, so we got to get that key so we can go. So it's like, and that's really bad to like steal from the grandpa to get the key and then go out, without permission. And I'm like, so we get to see some flaws here, some character flaws. She's not always perfect. She kind of has this mentality of, oh, if you're wanting to have fun, you're with your friends, you can go do it. And we kind of learn more about that. But at first I'm like, oh man, Anne, you started out kind of heroic in the episode 1, and now you have these flaws, but it builds a better character. Another gag here, the grandpa's like reading a book, so you're a failed actor. That's hilarious. Like little stuff like that just makes me laugh. They're like, okay, we got to steal the key. And Sprig's like, oh, I'm going to climb up there and do all these like moves and everything, all spy style. And they realize he's totally asleep with his eyes open. So they just grab the key and walk out. They end up walking through the woods, and she's like, oh yeah, we're kind of like best friends. It's really cool when best friends take pictures. And she takes a picture with her cell phone and shows it to Spriggs. Like, oh, you look pretty good. But his eyes are all jacked up because he doesn't even know what a picture is. He's like, this is actually a really funny joke. He's like, I don't know what to be more surprised about. The fact that you stole my soul and put it in this box, or that we look fabulous. I love these gags. They're so funny. They make me laugh. And she's like, you don't have any other friends? I'm like your only real friend. And he's like, yeah, the other people don't really get me. It might get me. He's trying to it shows a flashback where he's like trying to befriend these 2 other kids, and he's like pretending to be eaten by a snake or something. Like it's just a skeleton. So it's like, yeah, everyone else just thinks he's a freak. They get to the lake. It's like this kind of pristine, beautiful looking place, but there's a sign that says don't swim that literally looks like it's written in blood. But then Anne's like, you know what? I bet you it's somebody who wants to hog the lake to themselves. So they put this up there so everyone else would go away. But Sprig's like, this wasn't here a couple days ago, and it looks like someone wrote it in a hurry. And it totally does look like it's written in blood. So this person was probably attacked by something, and it wrote this up real quick. And he stops Anne. He's like, no, we're not jumping in this lake. We're going to just go home because this sign says don't swim. And then we get more of that, oh, if you're my real friend, you'll do this for me. And real friends do things for each other. And if you're a real friend and your friend likes your shoes, you give her your shoes. And if you want to be someone's friend and they ask for you to grab something, you give it to them. So you're starting to see how she succumbed to that peer pressure. And I'm assuming it's that blonde girl who was, the instigator, the leader of the group, saying, hey, Anne, go steal that music box and everything. So, and you could tell she didn't want to, because even when she's explaining it, she's like, oh, you do these things even if you think they're wrong, you just want to be part of the group. And so you could tell that she knows it's wrong, but she did it anyways. Again, something that a young boy would do. They would succumb to that peer pressure, and that's a pretty cool aspect to give us. We pretty much got a pretty good full character now. We know that when she's by herself and having fun, she's fun-loving, she's adventurous, she's brave, but also she has these faults in how she wants to be part of the group, wants to, make her friends happy, and sometimes that means doing bad things, and she knows that they're wrong. Pretty cool. Then she's like, oh, then you can just leave if you don't want to be my friend anymore. Don't be so mean. Of course, he does it, and they start having fun, and they're swimming in the pool. Or not the pool, but the lake. And, we have a bunch of just kind of chummy shots. They're having underwater tea parties and having fun riding these kind of like big bugs and stuff. And then you see the reason why there was a sign there. There's this giant snake. It's not quite the size of the unagi, but it can swallow you in one bite. And they're basically running for their lives. And another kind of cool kind of hero thing, she's talking to Spriggs like, I'm only slowing you down. You can swim super fast. You can just get away. Just leave me alone. Leave me behind. This is my fault. I don't want to get you killed because of something that I did. Then he's like, no, best friends, we get each other out of the situation. We're going to work together, and we're both going to get out. Cool. They both showed strong character traits there that I like that Sprig is showing that he can be a hero. Then he comes up with the idea of, hey, when I say jump, just duck down and I'm going to jump up. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're going to get yourself killed. He jumps in the air. The snake just swallows him. And then Anne is like, damn you stupid snake. It's revenge time. So she straight up attacks this thing. And we see that the snake kind of throws up the Sprig and fire. I'm like, oh, he had one of those chili peppers with him. And then he used it, and they're like, oh, and you can still hear the snake. She's like, yeah, we better get the hell out of here. They take off. A fun set piece, good funny jokes. The action was not, it's not a fighting action kind of show, but it was pretty cool. The snake moves around. It's scary looking. It looks menacing. They fought it. Pretty cool, and in a pretty decent even though kind of predictable way that they beat it, it was still fun. Then we get back to the house and the grandpa's like, oh, my key's missing. Oh, is the town rioting or did they escape? And then they're downstairs playing like board games and stuff. And she lies. And it's like, oh, grab, Hop Pop, you dropped this key. It must have fell out of your pocket. And then, of course, Sprig goes along with it. I don't know if I'm cool with them. Even though no one got hurt, they still did this lie. And then they lie. Like, they didn't listen. And then they lied about it and they got away with it. I don't know if that's the best lesson to tell kids, but at least they're sticking together. I guess. But then, they're kind of fun and they're having their little board game thing. And then they kind of have that moment where it's like, you know what? Sprig, I'm sorry. I got you out there. We almost got killed. Sprig's like, oh man, I had so much fun. It was great. My heart was pounding. And you know what? I'm actually feeling kind of tired. And he just straight up passes out. And she lays him down, and he's like, as he's like snoring, he's like doing like the ribbit thing that frogs do. It's cute. And then she kind of like, then she reminisces about her friends, and she's like, you know what? Wherever you guys are, I'm okay. I have a family here that cares about me. I'm gonna be able to make it through this. Then we get that heel turn. All the way up to this point, it's kind of a fun little adventure kind of thing when nothing really too scary is happening. We see this dark evil castle. We got a dungeon. We have this evil guy talking. He has a big scar on his face. And he's like, we found this in the woods. And it's Anne's other shoe. And so I know you've been lying to me. There's others like you here. And you see the blonde girl. I'm assuming each of these girls got sent to a different land. Anne got sent to the frogs. This blonde girl got sent to supposedly the evil people. And the other girl got sent somewhere else because there's like 3 gems on the box. I'm guessing they're going to have to get these gems, bring them back together to go back home. Here's the real question. Is this blonde girl going to be a bad guy? I think she's going to broker a deal, basically turn over her 2 friends so she can get herself out. I'm thinking because if she's the one who was telling Anne to go steal and was being the mean girl and doing all the bad stuff, then she's going to protect herself first because she doesn't really see them as friends. If she's willing to make them do things like this, they're more like tools for her own self. So I'm betting she's going to do something evil or be the main antagonist in the story. I might even be wrong. It actually might be the other girl who was the bad guy. We don't know, but I'm just assuming modern day 2019, the white blonde girl is going to be the bad guy. And there you go. The first 2 episodes, not bad. I like the jokes made me laugh. The animation is consistent and tight. I wish their art direction was a little bit different, but it's consistently decent. Music's fun. The characters are great. I will probably watch the rest of the series. Will I do full single episode reviews? I might do them in bunches or just do the really good episodes, like if something really, really cool happens. But I'm glad I watched it. If this is something that's going to be, because I watch everything online. I never watch anything on regular television anymore. So it's on the Disney Now app. I'll probably just watch it there. And pretty decent. If you like things like Gravity Falls, Star versus the Forces of Evil, this fits right in there. This is another companion show that literally keeps almost the same exact art style, the same kind of jokes, a little bit of adventure here, and then that little mystery, dark little twist at the end. So overall, both episodes are solid 8s. It's Disney. This is one of Disney's newest shows. And there's another one called it's not called Owl City, but it's Owl something. And it's a very kind of similar story. So I'll be reviewing that one next. But definitely go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on the Disney app. So catch you guys next time. Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.